Mr. Gray, you're the first one out, bud. Nope, sister is. Where's my Prager ladies? Where's my late summer fall mamas? Hey, Moxie. You guys are shedding off so scruffily. Oh, there's Softy. That's what Quincy. There's one. Hi, Softy. Okay, where's Sweet Pea? Oh, there she is. There's the other one that's gonna pop in the next day or two. You should be a little later. Oh, hey. Hey, boys. Where's Hobbs? He was having a oh, there he is. We just put Hobbs out here with this group. Hey, bud. That's my good boy. Better go eat, otherwise they're gonna leave you. Look at that. Sort of gray day. Don't know what's going on. Welcome back. It's been quite a while Wow. Okay, I gotta remember how to do these. It's been quite a while since we had videos out, but that's kind of the things they don't tell you. Everything on YouTube about videoing and you watch these, it's not about some of the stuff that I'm having issues with, which is storage and memories and organizing your sort of footage and such. It's mostly how to make a viral video, and well, I really don't give a crap about that. So we had one of my hard drives got full, or the hard drive that had space got full, and I just couldn't finish editing some of the videos I was working on until we got a new hard drive, and just budget didn't really allow a video or a hard drive right away, so I had to wait about a month because we do have a budget we work to, because I mean that's proper running a business, and we've had to get vehicle repairs and such instead, and equipment repairs, and we've been working on our camper, so that's been eating through the spare cash that we've had set aside, so we had to wait until a new cycle. So anyways, stuff they don't tell you, but we video and record a lot of extra stuff, like the B-roll as they calls it, and that's a lot for my records, because like with my crap ability to memory stuff, like my own, because of my car accident, I find keeping a lot of extra video is way easier record keeping than going in and writing down notes on weather and what the day's been like and what we've noted for animals and stuff. So there's a lot of extra video that I do storage, so it's been taking a while to figure out how to storage it, and there's a lot of extra. So we got a hard drive now, so that's why I'm shooting this. So we're gonna finish this video. Will be from August, the last half will be from August 1st, so a month ago, because it's September 1st today, and we took the boys out and Carrie did some toes in our little squeeze thing here. And I'll finish the last half of that video about the 7th, I think, of August, where I was working with the backhoe to rebuild our back steps. And unfortunately, I didn't video the last half of that because, again, we were out of memory. So I had memory on my phone, was eaten almost up, just enough for pictures. Couldn't offload the videos onto the computer because the computer was full. Couldn't offload videos from the computer onto a hard drive because 3 hard drives were full. So that's kind of why it's taken us so long. So anyways, I'll throw up a bunch of pictures from the last month at the end of this video, but I gotta get to feed these guys. Well, all our rams now are in here, and the ram lambs. We sorted out the later spring group are in here now with the older boys, and the big guys are in here. And we've been getting Ramcatraz ready because these guys are all going to be moving out onto grass. Carrie should be off for the next 4 days. She's just at work today. And then these guys are all going to get dog herded. We're going to do a mini cattle drive or sheeple drive from here to the back to get these guys into their Ramcatraz pen. So, yeah. But they're in here now just to group up. And there's a better feeder here for them. It's not finished, but it's a better feeder. As you can see, nice trough. I need to clean these pens, so. Hi, buddy. Just before we head off to doing the lamb check here, or the lamb toes there, our Throwback Thursday lambing videos, you'll catch, I think, the next one. I'm actually working on it now, which is kind of a little bit unpleasant. We put Hank into this side of the stall here because we'd noticed ever since we pulled him out of the ewes when he bred last December, he wasn't doing so great. He came out, he was in great condition, he was feeling good. He came into this pen with the other rams and he just slowly declined. Last night, I ended up having to put him down. He just, Maya through. There we go. I had to put him down. He was not doing so good. The past little while we've been worming him. He's had a private digs all to himself. We pulled him out of this pen with the little dudes. He was in this pen with the Manny and Hank, and they get along great. They don't fight, but the little wiener guys, the bigger wiener guys, a bigger wiener, we're getting a little bit too pesty for him. So we put him into the pallet pen with Hobbs, and they could come out and do as they please. If you watch any of our tractor repair videos on our workshop videos, they kept showing up and being buds in the shop, and he seemed to be doing okay, and he seemed to be gaining weight. And then, since we did our dog clinic, the last one, he literally he crashed, and we did everything we could, but last night he was doing poor enough that we made the ultimate decision that I put him down, and so he's gone. He was in here with the little tiny guys, and they were getting along famously. He had a beautiful feeder. That's the other decision why we put the big guys in here, because when we put down Hank, we took Hobbs out of here and put him back in with the main group. And the little guys were looking for their leadership, and we just thought we better get some big guys in here for them to sort of follow, because the little guys do look to the big guys for that leadership role. That herd boss, flock boss type thing. They're looking for an alpha, not an alpha, but a herd boss. So we put the big guys in, and now they seem to be doing a lot better. So anyways, that's kind of why it's rough today. Yeah, not so pleasant, because you do your best to fight for them, and then ultimately you have to say that's enough, and it's not easy. So the one video I do have is, and it was mostly just for the neighborhood, because there was a fire, an RV or a travel trailer caught fire on that property across the lake. Carrie and I were the only ones that actually were there tending to it. We couldn't get Wildfire to come out and help us put it out. So Carrie and I, at 3 a.m, were over there putting out a RV that had caught fire and burnt down. So I do have a short little video on that, and I'll put it at the end with the slideshow for the rest of the stuff we've been doing all month here. So I need to clean the shop today, but we're doing something different, and I will actually let Carrie take over. So now I gotta find a camera stand in here. The shop is such a mess. We're trimming the cat's toes. Okay, I'm gonna go double check this is good to go.
I think we did Hank or somebody in there with it right there.
you got an entourage.
Yes, I do. Android.
I'll grab this rope from you there. He does not want you. You need your toes down because you got a bit of a limp there, old man.
Come on, buddy. Come on, big guy.
Come on.
Boy.
No, I don't want to. Good man. It's folded over, is he?
The bottoms, the walls of his feet.
Oh, ooh.
So we're supposed to be walking on these, not have them rolled under.
Yeah.
So that's why
That's both sides. That is all.
Yeah. So that's why he's limping, because this is too long, putting pressure, and then this one's rolled over.
So he's not walking on the sole of his feet, he's walking on his toenails. God. Guys.
So imagine your fingernail and you're walking just on your fingernail instead of doing this.
He's such a good boy. This will make you feel better. As he relaxes, it goes down.
Yeah, I know. And then there's his friends.
Oh, yeah, Dairy Boy's pushing on. Hank! Thank God this is a good health thing.
Easy, old man.
He's such a good guy.
I have a friend. Have to go with the horse nippers.
You think so? Got a bit of a crack here. Probably from walking on the long foot. Oh! Okay, thanks, guys. Jeez, that is long. No, it hurts. Easy, easy. Easy, 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 easy.
I have to go get the horse nippers for that front foot. I'll just try and get the rest of those done first, if I can.
Okay.
This just shows how long his...
Oh, look at that. That's all long, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why he's limping.
He's putting too much pressure on his feet, or on his...
On the walls,
the walls of his foot versus on his soles of his foot. He grows really fast is the problem too. Like he grows feet, his toes grow so fast.
did him in the spring when we put him in with his ladies.
Yeah, he was done in
March.
and July he's already super long. But they haven't been grazing very much either, right? Like they've only had the front yard.
Yeah.
So they're not moving a whole lot. Plus their pen hasn't really been cleaned, so it's really soft. And the softness doesn't wear down their feet, right? Yeah. You need them to move and on varied terrain, like a horse. So much better. Look at that. Even with the soles. Oh, beautiful, buddy. Yeah. You'll be so much better. I know. You're such a good boy. Once they move out to Ramcatraz once we wean the next boys out, we'll move them all to Ramcatraz and they'll move a lot more. And the ground back there is some harder spots and some rockier spots, so it should help keep his toes.
Alright, I'm gonna go and get hoof nippers.
Okay,
to
stay with them.
Speed this process up. So if you don't mind just hanging out with them here.
Okay. Hi, bud. Easy, man. Easy, bud. That looks beautiful. Good?
So this front one that I needed them for.
Oh. Ooh, that's a hard toe. Ooh. Get your feet about you. No, I'm gonna eat right away. Good boy.
Feet about you.
Do you want to take a break before we do the next freight train?
Yeah. How's that feel, bud?
He's trying to get used to that. He's like, whoa, I'm so much shorter.
Does that feel better, dude?
You'll feel so much better, bud.
Better, I think, already.
So freight train is the next one?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, he says no. You look good because you're Hobbs. You could be done, but oh, why?
There, I've been out here for
Look at this. Look at this shed, bud. You gotta let it all go. No, I'll let it go in time. Everybody else is looking mint.
the little lambs have only been here for a couple weeks. So.
Oh, old man Hank and one of Kira's boys are off. Okay, well, we'll just wait a bit, let you recharge, because that's a lot of work. He needs to have that calf halter, because these sheep halters are too small for him.
Yeah, I think he actually wears that.
Oh, an actual halter, yeah. That really fancy halter we bought. Oh, he's such a good boy. Oh, I know you don't like it, bud, but it's coming. Big one, eh? Oh. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You got beautiful toes now.
What are those toes? Are those better toes?
Maybe we should keep this open in case somebody gets in here. Well, they haven't. Just keep it closed. No, they can't get in. There you go. How do you think?
Look at those tootsies. Those look way better, mister. What's this? Now you're peeing.
Ah, give him a minute then.
A lot better. Oh, so much better. Look at that. Still a little limp, but his body has to realize that it's not sore. Look at that. Look at him strutting his stuff.
So while I was in cleaning the shop, these guys randomly showed up, because if you've watched any videos where I'm working in the shop, you'll know they all come. But Kerry came in and took his blanket off the top, and he was really into it. So Kerry's got a lot done today. She did Manny's toes, she did Freight Train's toes, she's done his blanket. I think she wants to do Freight or Hank, get the rest of their woolies off, because she was pulling Hank's woolies off because he is shedding, but it's just not dropping. So what we got to do is we got to get all the shedded wool out before he starts growing his next hair coat. Otherwise that shedded stuff will knot and mat into the old stuff and it'll never come out. So I can't do this while holding this. So it's a bit of a mess. That'll wash out. Oh Jesus, that is not a retaining wall. So I've got to line this back up with that edge. This should be just tap it over. I did tap it over from over here, cut that off and clean that off. But because the downspout came out there and there was no drainage tile, there's nothing put in here at all. It's just the way the house was built. I can do something about it, I'll tell you that. But water ran down and flushed all of this dark red soil, was their garden soil, flushed it into here, and then put pressure on this, and this fell back. So what we're gonna do is stick some rocks in here, build this up. We're gonna pull this off, build some rocks in here instead, because I have no shortage of rocks. That should tide us over for at least 5 years or so, because this whole section along here I want to dig out, because there needs to be 2 egress windows, 2 egress windows put there for bedrooms in the basement. So I'm going to be digging out about 10 feet of this and putting no post barriers in. And then when we do that, we'll dig down and put a drain tile in proper, because this is bad. But I shoved all the dirt up here so that I can backfill it into here to put that concrete slab on, so we can put our stair risers on that. I got to clean all this wiring up here. I had to pull a ground rod out. The skid steer did a good job. I like that it can fit in these tight spaces, but I had to hand shovel the rest. Whew, jeez. There we go. So I took a bunch of the wire and stuff that was hanging on the inside out too, because the old internet and everything, it was sitting on like a post somewhere out here, and everything was sitting out in this area off the house. And we've since got rid of, we don't even need that anymore, but we got the cell booster, and then we got the Starlink up on the other end, and we don't have TV. So that'll go when I reside the house, just because I don't want holes there. But I gotta finish pulling this twine out of here, and then we're gonna hammer this into position, or knock these nails out and hammer that into position and see where they were. So I was hoping to get this done today. I grabbed a couple bigger rocks there. Those rocks undone me. I went down with the case and I grabbed some from the end of our driveway. We have a bunch of these down around where the hay shed, whoa, pardon me, where the hay shed's going. This one here is about 4 inches away from where I want the final grade, because that big slab has to go on. Unfortunately, I twisted my wrist out so bad, like my hand is starting to swell a little bit, just picking those up. So there's no other way to get them in here, but oh well. It looks really nice under there, I'll say. This will definitely last until we got to do whatever we're doing in this section, which is a ways away. But we just need to get these steel stringers up and on here so that we can get those stairs on here, because this is the way we go and that way to go check lambs in the winter, or this is the way I go anyways. I just have my boots at the back door and away I go. So that's kind of the plan, to finish that off, but unfortunately I don't know what's going to happen here. I had the tractor parked here. You can sort of see the tracks there. I'm trying to steer it. I couldn't turn my wrist for some reason. Well, because I tweaked it picking up rocks that were way too friggin' heavy. But I probably got another 3 or 4 of those I got to go get to finish this, and then rake everything back and smooth it all out. I'm not going to worry about this side. I don't know. But we'll grade this out and see what that does over the next, as it settles, and we can build that up later if we have to. The big goal here is just to get stairs in, but that's not happening right now. So I don't know what I did. Oh, this is the steel stringers we put in about 3 years ago, because there was wooden stringers down and they rotted out. This whole thing is sloped out this way. You can see how much of a difference that is. But yeah, these steel stringers are the way to go. They're amazing. So cheap, so fast, and they last a long time. So once this job is I'm sorry, I'm just in my socks, but once this job is finished, I'm trying to crank this out, get this down to pull the cattle guard out and lift the cattle guard out with that, because I have been working in the mornings trying to do coyote and cougar patrol on our far fence line. I've been limbing out the fire guard and getting all those trees ready to come out, which I'll need that to do, and then we're gonna have to stump all that, which I'm gonna need that to do, and then once the cattle guard's out, I'm gonna need that to dig the posts in for the cattle guard to be replaced with a gate at the back. All this has to move out back, but I got to get this stuff done around the house first. Okay, I have no idea how long that video just was, because honestly, I haven't really even started editing it yet. Yeah, we'll throw up that wildfire video here right now. This was Sunday, two weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It was a really windy day, like a really windy day, like super windy. We had 40 to 60k gusts coming from the south blowing north, which is basically blowing from our property towards where this new property across the lake is. That property was just recently bought by somebody new. They've set up a bunch of RVs and travel trailers and makeshift solar panels and whatnot on their property. Carrie and I didn't see anything, didn't notice anything. What we'd noticed was just the winds were really aggressive, like really aggressive. Some backstory, we've gotten rid of our windmill that was on the roof of the shop. It had an issue where in the windstorms it would overcurrent, and we have a heater on our shop. Where'd that top of that thing go? There it is. Yeah, I think that was the inverter or charge controller or something. When the windmills would run, because neither of these little windmills that we had, or even the bigger one, they don't have an internal brake, so when the wind speed gets too much, they'll actually stop and they won't overcurrent. They'll lock a brake, the two wires will connect and basically close loop, and what that will do is stop them from generating power, because windmills can really easily overcurrent and cause issues. And we had this heater, and this heater kept burning wires. It was the wire was the fuse on it, and it kept frying. So we got rid of the windmills. I don't like them, especially considering the one exploded and could have killed some animals if we had them there. We don't notice anything. 11 o'clock, Carrie gets up to go to the bathroom. She looks out the front window and she notices a glow, like a really bright, like she thought it was the moon coming up. And she's like, well, that's kind of weird. The moon shouldn't be due north. So she woke me up and I looked out the window and I'm like, no, that's a fire, like a huge fire. It's glows setting off. You can see the trees like 70 feet tall. You can see the tops of them. This property is 1.5 kilometers away from our house, and it's clear, you can see what's going on. So we decided, I told Carrie, just call wildfire service. I'll try and see what's going on. I called a neighbor up. He took a drive over. He couldn't really tell. Wildfire basically told her it doesn't sound like, at the time the winds had slowed down. At 11 o'clock the winds had slowed down. By 11:30 the winds had ramped back up again to 30k out of the south. And she told them that, and they said, well, it's far enough away and it's going away from your house, and it's just like, we don't think it's warrants waking anybody up to go deal with this, because it could just be a campfire. It's like, well, how the hell do you see the tops of trees 75 feet in the air? So anyways, we still didn't feel safe after the one neighbor checked it out. That neighbor told us at about 9:30 or so, he heard popping that sounded like gunshots. You can't, in our area, BC, you can't discharge a firearm after the sun goes down. So, definitely was like, okay, well, somebody's probably partying over there then, or, you know, like that could have been something exploding on the trailer. So we headed over. We didn't know it was a trailer at the time, but we're just like, okay, well, maybe somebody is having a big fire. We'll go check it out. So Carrie and I drove all the way around at 11, and we go to check it out. And it's an RV on fire, fully like burnt to the ground almost by the time we get there. What I suspect happened, and this is after we come home and stuff, I think the windmill overcurrented, because even though the windmill was sort of out of the main burn area, the cord was really squishy and soft and the wires inside were all fried. So, and there was no signs of the batteries left. The batteries had completely burnt down, and there was one of the solar panels that was leaning up where the batteries were. It had glass that exploded out. So that pretty much tells me that would be what the popping was the batteries letting go, because where the main fire was at the front of the RV, the tires were at the other end, so I don't think it was the tires popping as they blew. If we take a look at our barn camera, what we ended up seeing was the main explosion when the propane vented, because propane doesn't explode, propane vents, and that would have vented and caused a huge bright burn in a thing that would have gone off. And that would have fanned and lit the RV on fire. That happened right around 10:30 or so, I think, is when our barn camera picked up that initial flare up. That would have been at the front of the RV, and then it would have burned back towards the rear where the tires was. So, yeah, we went over, and I think it was 3 o'clock in the morning by the time we got home. We'd managed to keep the fire contained. You know, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is what happened. And especially a few days later when we checked our solar, I would definitely lean towards but I'll go over that in a minute. So then the next day we got up at 7 and headed out to the farmer's market. So gotta keep up the grind, I guess. No rest for the weary. Wildfire eventually did go out 10 o'clock the next morning. They went to look and find it. Thanks for at least doing something. Anyways, so a few days later, we went to go check our solar panel. Now, our solar panel, I'll go down to that in a minute here. I just got to wait for this to drain. Well, let's go down and check it out right now. So these are our windmill controllers on our way out. This would tell us what amps were coming in. This was for the big windmill. You can see we have a maxi fuse on there. This was one of our windmill controllers here. There's a thing there to dissipate the heat. And then this heater would go on whenever we'd get high currents. And the problem was these wires up here kept getting so hot they'd burn and snap in half. So this is the only thing for our solar right now. That's all we use. The rest of this was all controls and management for the windmills. So we had exactly the same size windmill as they had over there. So I know the issue with it. And I know it is an issue, and that's why we don't run those little ones. And the big ones are just dangerous because our wind shear up here will cause problems. So about 3 or 4 days before this fire, we had a lightning strike on one of the trees over here, and we had a bunch of lightning in this area, dry lightning, which was lovely. And what that usually does is, there we go. So this is the bottom of the solar panel. All the wires for the panels come down to this. We have 8 panels up here, but they're in series and parallel. Inside this box, there's a bunch of fuses. We have 4 fuses, 1 for each line. I think they're 15 amp fuses for these panels. And then this runs straight off in to our charge controller. And then there's 2 panels up on the roof, and they're fused as well. So we pulled this panel off, and we found 2 fuses had blown. The lightning storm had caused some issues in here. We got new fuse holders. We cleaned up and cut the wire back and stripped it because some of this wire had actually had some issues inside. And we fixed all that. Now that usually happens when we have bad lightning storms around here, but these fuses saved our charge controller. We are only getting half of our current into the house. If we didn't have those fuses protecting everything between our panels and that charge controller, we could have had a problem. I don't think they put together a shitty solar system. I just think they possibly would have forgotten to put the fuses in, because that's not something people think about, is fusing their solar panel. So we noticed that. We fixed all this up. This thing had actually fallen down because we have livestock coming through here. So we fixed this up, put this box up, resealed the back end, fixed all the wires inside, and now this thing's good to go for another little while. And then we checked our ones on the roof as well. So like I said, that fire could have been caused by like just the lightning storm we had, and then the over amount of current coming in. You should fuse your windmills as well. Do people do it? I don't know. Like you saw there, we have a maxi fuse on where our 2 windmills were coming in as well. But anyways, so that could have led to the fire as well. Just experience knowing, like I said, what those little windmills were like. So the little ones are more dangerous than the big ones, I'll tell you that, just in our experience. That was kind of the excitement, but we've been getting a lot of stuff done around here, so I'll just go over some of the... I've got the 12 valve fixed. It's 12 valve because we have the 12 valve and the 24 valve Cummins. I got that cleaned up and ready to start moving water out to Ramcatraz, because when the boys move out there, we're going to have to keep up on keeping them watered. So I got the 12 valve set up so that we can use it. The 24 valve, we almost lost a wheel on it hauling hay. Steering knuckle and the tie rod end wore out and went into death wobble, so we fixed that up. We also had an issue where when I was driving it on that same day that we had death wobble, that it was going in and out of torque converter lock, which was really uncomfortable to drive because you'd hit 80 and you'd be like in and out of a gear. That's throttle position sensor, or APS sensor. I guess it's APS. Accelerator pedal position sensor. So we adjusted that, and now it's running pretty decent. Actually, right now I've got a fuel level gauge, and I got to do that today. Thanks for reminding me. I got to go run a self-diagnostic on that because it's got an issue. But the 12 valve is running. We're going to use that as a farm truck instead of putting some wear and tear on the 2.4 valve, because that's kind of our driver, and we need it to get hay this winter. So we're set up to do Ramcatraz, which is always good. We got our cattle guard dug out at the front. That's all set up and ready to rock. We're going to use the cattle guard to make into a gate on the easement. Make sure these are locked down still. I've had these rocker pedestals come loose on me before on this actual generator. So we got the cattle guard dug up. It's ready to go to cut up. I got the back gate done. So you saw in this video, I don't know where at the beginning there, possibly after Carrie's stuff. I started to dig that up, and then I think I threw the pictures in after. Well, that makes sense to do that, of finishing that job. So that was done. Did some work on this. Rear main seal needed to be done. Fixed that up. The rear, there's a camshaft or fuel. There's a cammed shaft for the fuel lift pump or injection pump. So the rear plate on this needed a new gasket, so we did that. This is still running really good. We did the dog clinic. I think I got some pictures of that I'll throw up here now too. So we've done 2 dog clinics. We did one up at the North Thompson Agriplex with Lindsay something from Alberta, and then we did another one just 2 weeks ago with Sarah Martin. So that, I think we also went out to Kelowna and did some training with our other trainer we got out there, and then on our Sunday practices up in Heffley Creek, we take her out there too as well to do some training. We've been doing some training at home with her. So I think that's about it on this place. So Mr. Hank, he's gone. That's kind of a rough one last night, but that's the part of it you got to do, right? So yeah, getting distracted here. We will go ahead and keep on trucking, I guess. We do have some lambs due pretty quick here, so I think that's about it for me. That's good. That one seems all right, but we'll tighten that one up too. This is just a maintenance that needs to be done. I don't know where I'm going here. That seems like it loosened off. I'm not thinking here. Okay, anyways, with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I can't keep talking and thinking at the same time. I just got to set these valves. I got my clearances. I found my book. I wrote the clearances actually on here. So I got to go ahead and finish putting water in the batteries. It's the first of the month. This is kind of our generator gets an oil change regardless. So anyways, I think that's about it. I don't know what else. Slideshow will go up and maybe I'll fill in some more stuff as I'm working. I don't know.